we have learned that within a class, we can specify public, protected, or private for the encapsulation level of the data and functions between two classes that one inherits from the other. We can also specify public, protected, or private for the encapsulation level of the inheritance. So this leads to the three types of inheritance: public inheritance, protected inheritance, and private inheritance. Let's first consider public inheritance. For public data and functions in the base class, they can be accessed by the derived class. For example, this public B class publicly inherits from class A, and for public data in A, we can access it within public B class. And also they can be accessed like public data and functions of the derived class by both the clients of the derived class and further derived classes. Let's take a look at public B object. Here's the public B object. You can see that for public B object, we can directly access public data in A. Now let's take a look at a derived class of public B. This public C class is a derived class of public B. In public C, we can also access public data in A. So for public data in A, their accessibility is the same as public data in B. So the accessibility of public data in A is the same as public data in this public B class. Public B publicly inherits from class A. For protected data and the functions in the base class, they can be accessed by the derived class. Now let's take a look. Protected data in A. In this public B class that publicly inherits from A, you can see we can directly access protected data in A. And also they can be accessed like protected data and functions of the derived class by further derived classes. Now let's take a look of further derived class of public B. So this public C is a derived class of public B. You can see that in public C we can directly access protected data in A. So for protected data and functions in the base class, their accessibility is similar to the accessibility of the protected data and functions in the derived class. So for this example, the accessibility of protected data in A is the same as the protected data in this derived class public B. For private data and functions in the base class, they cannot be accessed by the derived class because that's private. For example, here you cannot in this public B class you cannot access private data in A. And if you do that, for example, if you uncomment this and you try to compile, they will give you this error. So I uncomment that, compile, it works. Now let's consider protected inheritance. Protected inheritance. For public data and protected data and functions in the base class, for public and protected data and functions in the base class, they can be accessed by the direct class. So for public and protected data in the base class, this is protected inheritance. They can be accessed by this class, by this direct class. And also they can be accessed like protected data and functions of the direct class by further direct classes. Let's take a look at further direct class of protected B. Protected B. Here we have protect C class is a direct class of protected B. You can see that in protected B, we can directly access protected data in A. So the accessibility of this protected data in A is the same as protected data in this direct class. And for private data in the base class and functions for private data and functions in the base class, for protected inheritance, they are not accessible by the direct class. Now let's consider private inheritance. For public and protected data and functions in the base class, they can be accessed by the direct class. Although it is a private inheritance, the direct class can access the public and protected data and functions in the base class. But they cannot access by the clients of the direct class or further direct classes of this direct class. So their accessibility is similar to the private data and functions in the direct class. The accessibility of public data in A and protected data in A is the same as private data in this private B class. And for private data and functions in the base class, they cannot be accessed by the direct class. So for private data and functions in the base class, no matter what inheritance it is, they are inaccessible in the direct class. Now let's take a look at this table. This table illustrates the effect of different types of inheritance on different access types of data. Let X be the access level of some base class data and functions, and Y be the access level of the inheritance, and let Z be the elements of this table, corresponding to the X row and the Y column. For example, if X is protected and Y is protected, here this table shows Z is protected. What does this Z mean? Here Z means that for those base class data and functions, for the clients and further direct classes of the direct class, their accessibility is the same as those data and functions with access level Z in the direct class. For example, for protected data and functions in the base class, if the inheritance is protected, to the clients and further direct classes of the direct class, their accessibility of those data and functions is the same as the protected data and functions of the direct class.